Hi everyone! Welcome to tonight's Facebook Live. Let's see if we could get some people on. Just gonna do a couple quick things here for us. Hi Brandy! Good to see you. I missed you, sister. Hi, so good to see you. So good to see you. Let's give it just like a couple seconds so we could get some more people on. And I've got something a little bit different for tonight, so I'm excited for that. And we'll see how we do. I'm drinking my Trader Joe's sparkling spring water seltzer. I've been really into these lately. Miss you too, sister. I know, we keep missing each other. We have to try that thing that I messaged you, that just write what we're thinking or want to say anyway, and then the other person will catch up to it when they see it, you know, like we did when I was in Australia. Although I don't think that we'll be missing each other as much as when I was in Australia, because that was pretty extreme. So let's kind of get into this a little bit. I'm not going to be going over too much astrological updates because some of that will come up in the cards, and also I've been doing separate Facebook Lives for astrology stuff. So I'm wanting to kind of, of course there's going to be some overlap, but I've been wanting to really devote some Facebook Lives to just cards and some Facebook Lives to just astrology. So the way that my event schedule has been working out with my Facebook Lives, which actually I've posted in my email newsletter, so if you're watching this on replay and you're not subscribed to my email newsletter, definitely do so. You can go to my website, which is linked in the description of this video, and you can sign up from there. That website is under construction, so there's really not that much on it, but when it comes to actually signing up for my newsletter, you can still do that through the homepage of that newsletter. Or you can just email me at julieannfaye@gmail.com. But yeah, the latest kind of schedule I've been doing has been alternating weeks for card pulls, which I'm calling cards for the collective. And then I'm doing astrology. I'm doing new and full moon astrology walkthroughs. And then on the off weeks, I'm looking to do my Stars with the Stars series, where I go over a celebrity astrology chart. So this week will be a Stars with the Stars week, and I'm going to be doing that on Thursday evening, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I just want to say just very generally, I just said I wouldn't talk about astrology, and now I'm going to talk about astrology, but I'll just say very generally that it's been a little bit like Mercury retrograde vibes, and I've been talking about this with my Fearlessly Fairy members, my paid monthly membership group that gets card pulls from me. Which if you're interested in that and you're watching this on replay, that's $20 a month. It's a great resource to get weekly messages, a private Facebook group, and reflection documents that you can journal with. But yeah, there's been a little bit of almost like Mercury retrograde vibes, miscommunications or delays in communications, things feeling very sluggish or difficult to align. And I think that part of that has been Saturn being in retrograde, and Saturn will go direct on Wednesday of this week. So I do feel like it's very normal right now to have a little bit of confusion and to be seeking deeper clarity. And I think that's because right now the medicine is about kind of going more within. Virgo season is about getting more organized. It can also be about going more within, So look for the areas of your life that need cleaning up or organization, or this very, very high focus of detail, and make that the focus for Virgo season. I think as we get into Libra season, which will happen on Mabon next week, the autumnal equinox, that's when we'll shift into a different frequency of more friendship and socialization. So it's been a process. I am a Virgo myself, but I also have a lot of Libra energy, so I've had to do some reality checks about what's practical, what's realistic for me to be doing right now. And I think that that's why I love astrology so much, because you use the medicine of what the current energy is to help inform how you should be approaching things energetically. And that's a way that you can actually self-love, right, through that. Hold on one second. I need to switch my fan because it's a little bit hot. I'll be right back. Okay, so what I'm going to do tonight is something a little different. I want to give credit to Colette Baron Reed because I saw her do this on her video and I liked it a lot. And I had yet to kind of figure out a way around this. I have done pick a card videos, pre-recorded, that go up on my YouTube. That is something that hopefully as my website gets more caught up to speed, I'll be able to do more of those. But my website is a big project that's taking up a lot of time with my spiritual business right now and needs my focus. So right now, the core ways to find me are really through my Facebook Lives. But she did this thing where she basically combined a Facebook video with a pick a card, and I thought this was so cool, and I wanted to try this on my Facebook Lives. So I've actually pre-set up, and for those of you watching this on replay or my YouTube, this will be the equivalent of watching a pick a card video on YouTube. So it will be the same experience for you. It's just that some people will be experiencing this live. So I've pre-set up 3 piles of cards. And what I want you to do is to actually pick a number between 1 and 3. So I've got 3 piles set up. So go ahead and intuitively pick a number. The card piles basically all look the same. So go ahead and pick a number between 1 and 3. Feel free to leave a comment with your number, right? So good. Feel free to leave a comment with your number in the chat. And then what I'm going to be doing is going through these piles and reading what it is that you picked. And I think this will be super fun. So I myself am also going to pick a pile. So go ahead and do that, a number between 1 and 3. 1 and 3. So 1, 2, or 3. Brandy picked 3. Great. So I know it's just you and I tonight, Brandy, catching this on live. We'll see if we get more people on, but I'm just going to dive right in. So, and I'm sure that there will be messages of value in each of these piles as well. So if you are watching this live and you can't fast forward, there's still going to be value in hearing all the messages because all of it's, of course, supportive and loving, right? So, or guiding and coaching is another way to say it. So if you picked pile number 1, I am picking pile number 2. I'm actually going to put that in the comments before I forget. So if you picked pile number 1, these are the messages I'm going to read for you. So I actually used a lot of decks for this pick a card. I used the Akashic Tarot by Sandra Ann Taylor and Sharon Ann Klingler. I used my Lenormand deck. I used Romance Angels, I used Cheryl Richardson's Self-Care deck, and I also used Goddess Guidance. So a lot of cards in here. So if you picked pile number 1, these are the messages. We have Diana, Focused Intention. So this is all about focusing your mark. I cannot get this to focus. This is all about focusing your mark on what it is that you want to manifest. It says, keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions based on your target, and you will make your mark. I have a pop-up, but I don't want to swipe it away in case... Okay, there we go. It's gone. The other card we have is Risk. So this definitely has a little bit of a creative, a dancing element to it, an artistic element. It says, you have the power within you to move mountains. So we have Risk. We have Let Your Friends Help You. Ask for and accept support from others. We have from the Lenormand deck, so the Lenormand cards always get read in pairs. They're never read as a single card. So we have Stork, number 17. This is the Letter card, number 27. These cards are so beautiful, and they show up so well on camera too. And then the House card, number 4. I don't know if we could get that to focus, but it is a 4. So we have all those. And then from Akashic Tarot, we have the Oracle of Delphi, or Delphi, depending upon how you pronounce it. And that is card number 1. So let's put this all together. So the way that I would interpret the cards for the people that pick this pile is that there is something that you're thinking about, something that you're trying to process or come to terms with that needs just more of your time and attention for you to sit with, because this Oracle of Delphi card is almost like the equivalent of the High Priestess card in the Tarot. It's saying that you need to kind of go within. You need to consult your higher self. Maybe do some meditation or some automatic writing. I also noticed that there's the Let Your Friends Help You card. So this is saying to seek support and encouragement from other people, possibly other high vibe friends of yours, mentors, people that could be of service to you and helping you with this, and or going within to commune with your guides, your angels, the ascended masters that want to help you out, your spirit guides, through meditation, automatic writing, even yoga can be a great way to connect with your guides. So there is a need to connect with other people that are high vibe or your higher self or guides in order to kind of get more information about this. I think that the thing that you're thinking about is something that might be a little bit different for you. It's a big change up in what you've been previously doing, and maybe change is scary, right? So maybe this feels like a little bit of a risk in that way. But ultimately, the more that you can center yourself and focus yourself with the understanding that this is something that you have been wanting to manifest, I think that this thing that's new kind of meets a lot of the requirements of what it is you've been wanting to manifest, that you've been focusing on. It's just that, oh no, it's actually here, and it's like that leap forward can be a little bit scary. So I think that's why you're needing some support from your guides and supportive people around you to encourage you and be like, yes, keep going, keep going. And then from Lenormand, we have Stork, which is, this can be related to children, but this is also some type of new energy coming in, change, some type of news or the birth of something new. But definitely there's like a change and a migration aspect with this card. So, oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, London Wolf. I've actually been doing pick-a-cards live. So pick a number between 1 and 3. If you pick 1, I'm in the middle of 1, but you'll be able to go back and rewatch this on replay or on my YouTube. And yeah. So change, some type of new announcement or the birth of some type of new experience, possibly coming in the form of communication. Now this is a beautiful kind of like Art Deco deck. So here it's a letter, but this could be very well an email, a phone call, some type of like communication or news coming through. And then we have also the home card. Now this could be definitely related to a new home, but this can also be like a new spiritual home. This could be even like job related, some type of new opportunity or some type of new community that you could belong to. So this can also be like a spiritual home as in a work environment or a new meetup to join or a new tribe to join in some type of way, you know? So a little bit of mixed messages here for this pile number 1, but overall we're getting the message that you're thinking about something, you're trying to manifest something, right? And you're thinking about it. I think it's starting to come closer into form, and that's making you feel like a little bit like, So this is a good time for you to be really connecting with people that support you, that raise your vibration, and also making sure that you're doing some of that high priestess vibes, which is taking time to go inward, to meditate, to communicate with your guides about it. Because ultimately, I think that this is something that's moving in a particular direction, and it's something that will provide change for you in a positive direction. But right now your job is to kind of surrender and surround yourself with spiritual people, even if just through meditation, that can support you in the process of that. So those were the messages if you picked pile number 1. Let's move on to pile number 2. Just going to take a sip of seltzer here. In London, I don't know if you're on my email newsletter, but I recently relaunched that, so definitely feel free to email me. You can DM me on Instagram. Or also in the description of this video is a link to my website, which is undergoing massive redos, but the email newsletter sign up still works on that website. So feel free to go and do any of those methods to sign up for my newsletter. So if you pick pile number 2, these are going to be the messages for you. You guys got a little sneak peek there of some of it. So let's see what we have for pile number 2. We have Arakira blossoming. Beautiful card. This says you are just getting started, so have patience with yourself and the process. Do not give up. This is saying that there's definitely a flow of energy coming up. Things are moving and shifting, but be patient with yourself in the process. The right path will reveal itself from the self-care cards, revelation. So this is like, again, that message of getting still and quiet and listening to what your guidance has to say, what it is that you want to do. There's definitely a little bit of vulnerability with this card. You know, she's exposed, right, from the waist up. So This could also be like the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye, the crown. The upper chakras are a little bit exposed, you know? Good, I'm so glad, Lennon. So, you know, this is kind of an interesting topic, which is that many of us that are into spirituality are very sensitive people, right? And our sensitivity is a gift, but sometimes that sensitivity can also make us feel inhibited or afraid to share our gifts and talents with the world or get out in public. I actually was doing EFT for being seen like last week, you know, so I think that it's scary to kind of sometimes make new connections because there's a vulnerability that comes from that, having your heart kind of be open. But ultimately, it's about trusting yourself that you will be guided to the right people that will be supportive to you, and trusting yourself that you'll know how to be discerning and make decisions about who is good for you to be with and who is not good for you to be with. So I feel like that was a message that needs to be heard. From the Lenormand deck, we have Man, number 28. Number 28 is totes my favorite number because I was born on 8/28. And then we have Bouquet, number 9. Together, this can literally mean a beautiful man, but this can also mean a positive, peaceful experience with a man, or just the divine masculine energy or male energy. So and the Lenormand is no joke. I cannot tell you how many times I've pulled Lenormand cards and they're like, whoa, spot on. From Akashic Tarot, we have One of Keys, the Architect. So you're building something. I'm really drawn to this structure in the back that's like, you know, it looks as though it's built, but it needs polishing. It doesn't match the colors of everything else going on. There's somebody here that's kind of pointing and directing the energy. So that could even be this man. So this could be the energy of like some type of positive leader that knows what they're doing. They have the situation under control and something's being built, you know. So this is the energy of something being built. And then from the Romance Angels cards, we have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So there's a need for communication with perhaps this man. So for those of you that pick pile number 2, I feel like this is a little bit more momentum energy than the first pile, which is interesting too, because you could also take all of these card readings and put them together as like a giant 3-card spread if you'd like. But ultimately, I feel like this card, if you pick this pile, you're in a phase where there's a little bit, and I picked pile number 2, didn't I? Yeah. You're in a phase where you picked, where you, energetically, things are picking up a momentum, a little bit more so than kind of the High Priestess energy of the first pile, but it's still in development. It's still a little bit vulnerable right now, but it is working. It is being built. And I feel like part of what's helping build it is that there are successful leaders on board with this endeavor. They're successful, but not even necessarily successful, but more so like stable or secure or certain people that are on board with this project, you know. And I think that the task right now is to balance the need for communication with this person with that vulnerability and also patience with yourself in the process of all of that. So again, a lot going on, but feels good, positive. The focus there is on patience and kind of those heart-to-heart conversations, you know. Take a sip here of my seltzer again. All right, pile number 3. If you picked pile number 3, let's see what you got. So we have Aphrodite, inner goddess. Always a fun and juicy card. So this is about the sacral chakra, creativity, artistry. We have Dance. Beautiful card. And this says, share your gifts and talents with the world. So again, kind of more messages about being seen, but this has more of a movement to it. Creativity. From Lenormand, we have 3 cards. We have Rider, number 1. These cards just show up so well on camera. It's so great. We have Rider. We have the Whip card. This has a different name to it, though. A strange name. Let me look it up for you guys real quick. I think it's a Scythe. No, wait, that's the other thing. Hold on. Nope, this is the Whip card. There's 2 cards that are kind of like cutting energy, and there's the Scythe, which is like the Grim Reaper hacking thing. It has a positive meaning. My ear is actually ringing, so sometimes that's... Okay. Sometimes with my earrings, it's my clairaudience that there's a message that needs to come through, but I don't think it's the right time to share it. I'm just going to ask that any messages that have to be shared by angels or guides, that it's transmuted through me and my voice within the context of this reading. So we have the Whip card, number 11. We have the Rider card, number 1. If we could get it to focus. Okay. And then we have the Fish card, number 34. So the Lenormand is a little archaic in the meaning. So these have different meanings, right? So the Fish card is actually about financial flow, interestingly enough. It's about prosperity. It's about movement. It's about resources coming in. And the Rider card is about some type of news, an announcement, or the delivery of something coming in. The Whip card is about forward movement, but maybe a little bit in the way of a kick in the butt. So it doesn't carry as much of the jarring energy as the Scythe card. Let me see if I could find that one for you guys. That can be like cutting energy, so literally like the severing of something or the loss or cutting off of something. The Whip card is similar to that, but not as extreme. It's more so like, oh, and I'm getting the message coming through that what was coming through before was Archangel Jehudiel. So he's an archangel that I learned about from actually Adam Barrett, who's an amazing crystal and essential oil expert that you can find on YouTube. I learned about Archangel Jehudiel from him, and Archangel Jehudiel is a great archangel that you can call upon to help you with being motivated. He will literally help whip you into shape or whip you into the progress or the productivity that you're looking for. So to call on him. Yeah, so this is the card I was thinking about. This is the Scythe card. So this is like the cutting or the removal of something. The Whip card is more so like you need to get to work. You need to get things underway, you need to get things moving, and you need to get things done. That could be literally physical exercise, but it could also be like working on a project or applying yourself to something. So putting these all together, I feel like part of the way that things will begin to flow and be more prosperous for you is in putting yourself into a position where you're being more productive, where you're kind of like whipping yourself into shape. Now, it's interesting that we've also got the Rider card here, because that relates to the announcement of something. So let's see what the other cards are and how we can put this all together. So we have, actually what I'm getting with this card though is this has a big movement energy to it. Literally the man is on the horse and it's moving forward. So this is almost like a little bit of the Chariot vibes here. So honestly, the way I might put these together is that, we've got a lot of cards here about creativity and artistry. We have the Dance card, the Aphrodite card, which complement each other really well. And then we have a lot of movement card, but there's also this message here about prosperity. So I feel like part of the message around increasing prosperity is around whipping yourself into maybe new circumstances or new routines that maybe kind of feel sudden or abrupt. It's like, okay, this is coming in, but actually will be of service to you to provide more flow, more prosperity, more abundance into your life. And remember that abundance takes many forms, right? Abundance is not just money. It's also feeling good, feeling balanced, feeling healthy, feeling wealthy, all these things. So I think overall, again, all these piles are resonating in like two frequencies at the same time, which is interesting that they're all kind of doing that. They have like dual messages or mixed messages going on. So do you feel like that's some of the medicine for this week? The other cards we have here are past life relationship. You have known each other before. So this card can also relate to the Rider card, can relate to some type of news coming in. So maybe this person that's coming in is somebody that you've actually known before, that you're connected to. You feel familiar with them or comfortable with them in some type of way. And then the other card we have is Three of Forces, which is the Bird's Nest. So this can literally be like the feathering your nest card, but also settling into a particular home environment or a community or a way of being. So for pile number 3, this could have a real range of meanings, but ultimately I feel like the medicine for pile 3 is a lot about movement, dancing, getting creative, getting in touch with the sacral chakra. And I feel like this might be energy that's necessary for you to kind of push yourself into a little bit. I think that you know that you have these desires to be creative and to move your body more, but maybe you haven't been doing it as much as you could. So there's a little bit of a like whip yourself into shape about it. And, there could be a lot of messages coming through about possibly new somebody new coming in that's like new but feels not new at the same time, and something related to forward movement or something with the home or feeling more secure in the home. So a lot going on. I think each of these piles have had a lot going on, and of course you can always go back and replay these. I tend to watch pick a card videos multiple times because, you know, you might rewatch it and pick a different pile, you know, because a lot of times you're receiving that medicine and then after the video's over, you forget about it. So it's of great value when you can go back and re-listen, you know, maybe pick a different pile. Your intuition might be tuned into a different pile the second time you listen to it, you know, or because these piles have many cards, there's oftentimes layers of meanings and messages that can come through. So you might be picking up maybe 20% of the messages the first time you hear it, but then as you re-listen, you get to hear more and more, you know. I actually forgot to set up a container before I dived into this video. So I'm just going to kind of infuse the light of the violet flame around myself and around all the people watching this live or on replay, and also a sacred white light container, and I'm going to ask that any negative energies are transmuted or purified into God's white light for those watching this live or on replay. So I'm just going to do kind of a full sweep of healing and clearing that way. So I think that is a good place to stop. I don't know what time it is. I think we're pretty much on point. I've been doing shorter lives, about a half-hour live, because I've been doing shorter lives but more frequently. So if you're catching this on replay, or if you're watching this on my YouTube, welcome. And I'd love to see you live. So feel free to leave a comment and let me know how this was for you. Definitely make sure you're signed up for my email newsletter so you can stay up to date with the latest videos that I do. And also, if you go on this Facebook business page that you're watching this on, or on my email newsletter, you'll see it linked in there. On this Facebook business page, when you're on it, to the left, it says events. If you click on events, that will take you to all of the lives that I'm doing for that month. I'm working on basically preparing my event schedules a month in advance, or you'll know by the end of the previous month what's going to be for the next month, if that makes sense. So you'll see all of the different ones going on, and I would highly, highly encourage that you mark interested or going on the event page, because then that will tell Facebook to keep you up to date with it happening. And of course, also liking and following me on my Facebook business page will alert you when I go live. And yet another way you could stay informed is to also join the Facebook group I have, Julie Ann Faye's Cosmic Playground, because when I go live, typically myself or Brandy, we share this into that group. So if the more that you can have different ways to know that I'm live, the better. And yeah, I think that's everything. So I'm sending you all so much love and light. Have an enjoyable week. And I will see you guys again for Stars with the Stars on, I think I moved it to Thursday. And I have somebody in mind to do for that. I'm not saying who it is in case energy changes, but I've got a pretty clear idea of who I will be doing for that. So thank you for the love hearts, Brandy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sending you all so much love and light. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.